2007, it looked like you were on your way to redemption. You took a few games to get your feet under you. You started out 0-4, but then you went 67-11. That's an incredible run. You got to be going into that first round of the playoffs thinking, this is it, we got it.
Yeah, for sure. We in our mind, this was our year. Last year, we fell a little short. This year, we got to go for it. And then here comes the next huge disappointment, you know, running into the Warriors team, the We Believe team, with some of your colleagues as well.
That's right.
Shout out to those.
Stephen Jackson,
yeah,
Matt Barnes.
They were just a super tough matchup for us. They had to win out to get in the playoffs. I think they had to win the last 8 or 9 games. Yeah. They won all that. They came in hot. Baron Davis playing out of his mind. And so, you know.
And coached by Don Nelson.
Coached by Don Nelson. He knew every weakness that we had. And, you know, so that was a tough matchup for us. They played small most of the time. And really doubled me at times. We didn't really have great shooting, and so it's yeah, they really took it to us there, and we lost, I believe, 4-2.
And you took it out on the poor wall at Oracle Arena. Can you please?
Yeah, so
I
actually don't remember this anymore, but the legend has it that I threw it or kicked a trash can and it flew into the wall and left a hole.
I mean, this isn't a legend. There is an actual hole in the wall.
There is a hole in the wall, but I don't actually. When they came up to me, I hadn't remembered that actually happened.
You were just really so. I mean, that's interesting to me that you were so emotional.
I think I wasn't even so pissed. I was so out of it. I was so disappointed and so embarrassed almost that I didn't play up to my standards.
Right.
In some of the biggest moments, that I was totally out of it. So yeah.
And you sent the trash can flying, and it was not. I want people to understand that it wasn't like this high. The hole in the wall. The hole was
it's a little high. Yeah, it's a little up in the air. So I must have really hurled it. But yeah, it did happen. But that was probably to me almost more frustrating than the 06 loss, just because. We had all the mojo. We won 67 games, and we thinking this is our year. No team can beat us, and then to go out in the first round, that was a tough pill to swallow.
Wasn't there an exercise bike in Miami that you threw at one point or knocked over?
That was in 06 during the finals. I kicked it after one. I think that was after Game 5 loss.
So really, inanimate objects should not get in your way.
So there was just too much stuff in my way to the locker room after losses. But you know, I wasn't really the most emotional, but it just sometimes I had to take my anger out on something.
Leading into that playoff series, you were the favorite to win MVP. You lose your first round, I assume what you want to do is just go back to Germany. You
know, I was embarrassed. I let the city and my team down, and all I wanted to do was go somewhere where nobody knew me and go on vacation or something. And then, sure enough, I got the call from the NBA, hey, you cannot leave yet, or not quite yet. There is a chance you might get the MVP. And I remember saying, I'd just give it to somebody else. So, yeah,
you said you didn't even want it?
It's just not this year. I was still so hurt. I was still so embarrassed about it, the situation. And so we had to do a press conference, and David Stern, commissioner, flew in. And that was some of the most uncomfortable moments of my career, I gotta say, standing there and have a suit on and having to talk now about what had just happened 2 weeks earlier. And all I wanted to do really was be gone. And so, I took it like a man and talked about it and addressed it right away, that how disappointed I still was. And of course, now look back at the MVP trophy, it's amazing.
Right.
It was a great season with a great team, but for me, it would always be connected with the first round playoff loss.